So this is a talking video about what I've been giving on YouTube channels, but it's really for those of you who are contributors to know more and more detail. The things that I give to you, I only give to you. The importance of knowledge. What do they say? We can't buy knowledge. Well, you have to gain it individually, but you can listen to my words, but whether you put them into your mind is entirely up to you. The techniques are there for us to train, and most people are fulfilled with the enjoyment of the techniques. You perhaps prefer Joe to Ken, Ken to Joe, or perhaps you just like taijutsu. If we had to line people up out of 100, more would like taijutsu than they like the weapons. And yet they don't realise the weapons is to enhance their taijutsu, so we need to do as much weapons as we possibly can. But we mustn't just be looking at the pleasure of the weapons and the technical aspects. We must look at how our body is moving, how it twists, turns, how it coordinates. So the coordination is what I'd like to talk about here. Coordination of thinking. I, many years ago, decided that I had to put a stake in because Aikido is so complicated. I'm trying to think of everything. And I need to make some kind of sense, you know, like one brick will not build a house, but many bricks will. But where do you start? You'd start by choosing, if you've ever thought about building a house, then that's a start. But like myself, I've built 4 now. 2 of them have been of brick. And what you do is you go to the builder's merchants and you choose a brick. And there's so many bricks. You wouldn't believe. Soft, hard, coloured. And it goes on and on and on. And then once you've finished with all the bricks that have been made in the UK, you then go on to what the European brick manufacturers provide. Just the same as Aikido. All the teachers telling you how to do Aikido, what to do, what's the best way of doing it. So you finally narrow it down to a few bricks. You might take the bricks home, put them out. Straight away you'll wonder why you've perhaps chosen one. If you've got 4 bricks, you might think straight away, oh, why did I choose that one? That definitely, you know, is it in a better light that you've seen it? So Aikido is no different than choosing the bricks for your house. But one is no good. But when you narrow it down, and I narrowed down Saito Sensei, he made the most sense all the time. I never got confused by him because he was quite a simple man and he spoke my language, simple language. And I'm trying to give you the same simple answers. And this is what you're hopefully getting out of these films. Detail, points, you're getting bricks to choose different bricks. But you need to be the bricklayer at some stage and start to lay them yourself and lay them in what order you want. You may not know this either, but you can get a book on different designs of how the bricks are laid. There's multiple different designs. Even though the brick is the same size, has an end, a top, a bottom, you know, a certain length for the normal bricks. So what I decided was I must think about what Saito Sensei said, and I must try to adopt them. And not just adopt them in words and thoughts, but I must adopt them 100%. But until I can do so, I must know that I have a weakness. And my weakness is believing. He would often say when doing a demonstration from Shomanuchi, he would step to the side, dozo. What dozo on its own means please, but he would then get the translator to say, please go past. So when I thought about this, I thought, well, it's okay, just, it's like having one brick, please go past, but what do I do then? I want to do a technique on this person. I don't want to just, please go past, dozo, dozo. I mean, that's not any fun, is it? But once you start building the wall of thoughts, you realise, I'm not very flexible, am I? People don't want to do the exercises, but you need flexibility, but flexibility of mind as well as body. So I do yoga. I try to keep as flexible as I can, even though my body doesn't stay flexible. They say in Aikido, breathing is very important, but if you're training hard, your breathing will increase, your lungs will get better, your pulse will drop because you're getting fitter. That can be natural. You don't really have to train how to breathe. But if it pleases you and you want to breathe with refinement, you can study Qigong. And so I studied Qigong, Tai Chi, Qigong. Now, studying Tai Chi gave me the understanding that I was perhaps doing an Ikkyo and all the other techniques different each time. They didn't have the exact same, like stamping out on a sausage factory, every sausage the same. They were differing. So I then realised that when you say, please go past, you must make the technique as easy as possible for yourself, but without disturbing your ukis passing you. This led me on to thinking about Shihan and how in Shihan we step across that line. On an emote Shihan, we step across that line. And really you're blocking them. But if you think about them coming towards you and you do the Shihan in a flowing way, where as they come forward, you move forward with them, but you're carrying out the act of Shihan, then you are saying mentally, please go past, because you're not restricting or inhibiting the flow of that technique. You don't stop them as soon as they get there. This is Inkin and Nagari. You don't stop them as soon as they get there, perform the Shihan, and the next thing you throw them to the floor. You blend and you carry their blend slowly forward as you do the Shihan. You can do this on the emote. It's easy on the Ura Shihan, because even though you're going around the back of them, you actually don't have to go around the back. You can turn but go forward on your turn. If you try it enough times, you'll understand what I mean. Now in Kihon, what is solid static, we're learning to move the unimmovable. So this is going to build up your confidence, your stability, your power, the technique. if you can have that in mind, that please go past, what happens is you use your flexible body to allow non-resistance in yourself, non-resistance in the technique. So you try to keep it expanding from you. And I will, when we get back to training on the mat, I will demonstrate these. At the moment, they're seeds for you to think about. Okay, so find something that you keep hearing but you don't understand it. Find your first brick. Realise that to do Osensu's Aikido, you must not inhibit the person when they're coming towards you in any way. Yet you have to perform a technique, and the technique must be done in the smoothest way. The only problem is your body may get in their way, and you may be the cause of this. So flowing Aikido isn't just a way of allowing them to pass you. It's an attitude of mind, a flow of non-resistance within yourself as well as them. I hope this is partly making sense, and I'll go into it more as the time goes by. Thank you for listening, and thank you for taking part in my Patreon site.